I must be getting stronger. I swear. Maybe it's the vaccine. Never gets old, baby. Alright, YouTube. What's the story? It's Example. Welcome back to another video. In today's video is a FIFA 22 squad builder once again. You know the drill. We're absolutely smashing them out the park at the moment. This is the absolute plan. We keep smashing out squad builders until the game comes out and then you get blown away by other content. Today's league is Ligue 1. Yes, you heard it here. Ligue 1, which is the French league, of course. Don't get me wrong, it looks nice. We have plenty of players to choose from. We'll get back into that just in a second. Just for a second, I'd also like to mention thank you very much for all the support in the last week or so. We've kind of smashed our usual monthly views in a week. So we're making good strides. Just don't forget to leave a little sub if you like. You know what I mean? We're absolutely smashing content at the moment. And if you want any other kind of video ideas, do let us know as well. Because we have a lot going on and we're going to keep a lot of time for you guys as well. So thanks very much. Now that I've got the thanks out of the way for you lovely people, Edwin, how are we, my friend? How are you today?
I'm doing good, baby. How you doing?
Tell me, how many days in a row now we've uploaded?
10.
Jeez, we're smashing it, bro. Love you. Let's go back to the squad anyway. All right, so we have a Ligue 1 team, all right, and it's fairly low rated. We've seen some PSG ratings come out and they look amazing, don't get me wrong. But the price of them is going to be way too high for most of us that will be starting the game out in September. You know what I mean? So this is something for you guys, something to start off with and like kind of, you know what I mean, build towards something else. This is fairly cheap. The highest rating we have here is 81. So like I'd imagine this is the cheapest team we've done so far. I think you're going to enjoy it. It ticks every single box for me. Hopefully it does for you too as well. Are you ready? Bah! As always, ladies and gentlemen, we start off with the goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper in this Ligue 1 starter squad is Nubel, who only recently moved from Bayern to Monaco. And I only mentioned him in the last video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But he looks like a pretty good keeper. You know what I mean? Like he's grand. He's sound. He's going to probably get an upgrade from 75 into somewhere in the 78-ish region. He's also 6'5" and also has the saves with feet trait. So this guy has a lot going for him. I think if he gets an inform or two, he's going to be even better. So I'd really pick him up if I was you guys. He's German in a French league. He actually might be expensive for SBCs as well as, you know, a decent goalkeeper. So he could be worth picking up if you're asking me. And we are moving on swiftly, ladies and gents, to our right back, who I forget his first name. It's Hassan Traore, I think it is. And he's a really good right back for Rennes. Now, Rennes had a really good season 2 years ago. Not so good last season, of course. But this right back has kind of kept up his ability to be a good fullback. You know, so he was 79 rated last year. And I predict that he's going to be an 80 rating this year. I haven't seen most of the ratings. So yeah, I think he looks like a good card. He was pretty good in FIFA 21, so I don't think that much is going to change from FIFA 22. I would definitely pick him up if you're going to make a Ligue 1 starter squad. He has pretty good stats all around. There's not a lot of good right backs to choose from, and this guy is fairly standard. But he has the essentials. He has the pace, he has the defense, he has the physical. You know, that's all you really need from a right back and full back at the start of the game. So yeah, definitely something you could definitely pick up. Next up, we have Dialo. Dialo is a centre-back from PSG. I'm sure we all know him at this rate. He's only really good for the start of the year and then he kind of gets pawned off. There's nothing else really he has to him other than a bit of pace, decent defending and also decent physical. He's a pretty good ball-playing centre-back and I think he's going to be pretty good at the start of the year with how good Marquinhos and Kimpembe are. It's going to be really hard to get them for cheap, in my opinion. So this is probably the next best thing. He could be still pretty expensive, you know, being a PSG player, because there's so many players in PSG this year that are going to cost an absolute fortune. Some of them ratings make me feel ill. But moving on, we're going to move away from PSG for a second and over to Ligue. And as you can see here, ladies and gents, Denier. The Denier, do you get it? Because he's a centre-back and thou shall not pass. Well, he looks good. He looks like a good centre-back. He's only 26 years of age, has a pretty good season last season and the year before. I'm pretty sure he started for Belgium in the Euros as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's definitely warranted a little 80 rated card at least. He could be higher, and with the amount of centre-back pace boost we're seeing in slightly off-topic leagues such as Ligue 1, even though, you know, the top-tier players are class, but, you know, it kind of goes in roundabouts. But I genuinely think that he's going to get a decent pace boost as well. Now, he was 75 pace in FIFA 21, so, like 3 pace isn't very much really when you think about grand scheme of things, especially when you see Pepe getting a +14 and Vertonghen getting a +18. So I think this card is going to be good. He's always good in FIFA. Hopefully it looks like what you see on your screen. And yeah, I pick him up, because if you don't, you'll probably be sad. I don't think there's going to be many other cheap centre-backs that with a bit of pace other than Denayer and Diallo in the Ligue 1. Okay, next up we have Kmara. I'm not sure of his first name, but he is a left-back for Nice, or Nice. Who, you know what I mean? He was basically the same card as you're looking at right now, is the same in FIFA 21. I don't think he did very well, but he did play a lot, so I think he's just going to stay around the same, if you ask me. Decent pace, decent dribbling, decent physical, decent defending, pretty good passing as well, don't get me wrong, but he has that pace, he has the essentials, as I mentioned about the right back. It's just something, you know, you kind of got to deal with at the start of the game, is getting pretty pacey fullbacks and kind of, you know, pawning off the rest of the stats. Like, all you really need is pace and a slight bit of defending when you're thinking about fullbacks at the start of the game. So I think he's going to be good, don't get me wrong. He's nothing to cry home about, but he can definitely fit in the side, and it's something that I would definitely do. If you see a better left back in the Ligue 1, let me know, but I genuinely cannot see that happening. Next up, we have Gelson Martins. Now, we all know this card. We were crying out for an informed Martins of all FIFA 21, and we never got it. We only ever got the footies version, and he never even got a 5-star. Like, he could have on FUT birthday. Actually devastated that he didn't, because he would have been absolutely disgusting. But anyway, nevertheless, I don't think he done very well at all for Monaco last season, nor is he doing great for them this season. So I think him to stay at 80 is maybe a push. He could be pushed down to 79 or 78, but relatively his stats will remain similar to what you're looking at right now. You know, he'll have pace, he'll have dribbling, he'll have skills, but he won't have very much else other than that. You know, regardless if he's 80 rated or 78, he's still going to have pace and dribbling. And for a right mid right now, that's all we need, baby. Just give him that and let him run. Next up, we have Rafael Alcantara, or Rafinha, as he's mostly known as. Obviously, Thiago Alcantara's brother, a sick footballer at that, and he's after getting an upgrade. Another guaranteed, just like Diallo, guaranteed official rating from PSG is a 70. Is he 79 or 80 rated? Oh, well, he's one of them. Well, the stats underneath that are correct. You know, 71 pace, 84 dribbling, 75 shooting, 80 passing, and then mediocre defense and physical stats. But he is my centre mid of choice at the moment. I think he looks pretty good, don't get me wrong. He has stats around the place. He's not great defensively or anything, but remember, this is only a Ligue 1 starter squad. I think he's definitely going to be okay for the time being, and you kind of just have to make the most out of the situation that you're put in with him. He'll definitely do, and I remember playing with him last season on my RTG account, and I actually really enjoyed him. His body type felt nice, and he just has that little bit of sauce that you kind of require from a centre mid, and hopefully he's not too weak on the ball. But last year he was fine. Moving on swiftly, ladies and gents, we're on to Renato Sanches. Probably the best centre mid in FIFA 21, and a decent card and decent footballer in real life, you know. So like he definitely done well with Lille. Lille won the league, of course, only this season gone, beating PSG for the league title, which is crazy to think about. But he played a part for the most part of the season until getting injuries and blah, blah, blah. But I think, man, he should be at least 80 rated. Surely everybody agrees with that, right? Man, I've seen him play a few times here and there, especially with Portugal and blah, blah, blah. I think he's a good player, and I want to see this card happen. EA need to make this card happen. Everybody would be happy. Not one person would be sad to see this card sitting in their team in the first day of FIFA 22. Surely, to God. If you wouldn't like him in your team or see this card and you think you should get a different rating, do let me know in the comments. But come on now. Come on. I don't care how much of a rat he looks. Oh, it's the sexiest rat I've ever seen. And I've seen some rats. Next up, left mid. Moses Simon.
Wait a minute.
Oh, it's the sexiest rat I've ever seen. And I've seen some rats.
What the hell?
Yes, the man himself. He always appears in FIFA teams across the last 2 years for sure. He's an okay card, don't get me wrong. But he's actually scored a few goals last season for Nantes. But I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that word on YouTube. Yeah, he's a decent little footballer, isn't he, realistically? I like the way his 5-star weak foot as well. 4-star skills, you can't really go wrong with that. Other than that, what can I say about him? Not great shooting, not great passing. But what does he have? very good pace and very good dribbling. And what do we need most? Very good pace and very good dribbling. Yes, indeed. No, he's a good player, lads. You know what I mean? You just have to trust me on that. Playing with him the last few years, he looks like a solid card. I think he'll get an upgrade, hopefully, because he did score, I think, I don't know, 14 goals in the last season from a winger position. So he's going to be good. And trust me, buy him quick for the crack. I don't think he's going to be very expensive whatsoever. Renato Sanches actually will probably be the most expensive here in this squad. But Simon, good card. And here we go. Striker, right striker at that, is Jonathan David, the Canadian. What do you call them? Canadians? Yeah, them. Well, he is a very good footballer, isn't he? He's only, what, 20, 21 years of age. And he done bits for Lille last season alongside, you'll see now in a second, his partnership in crime, I guess. But he is a very good footballer, don't get me wrong. He scored an abundance of goals for Lille last season. And I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon. Lille are amazing at producing banger footballers, aren't they? Like, who have they had down the line? Nicolas Pepe was class at the time. Eden Hazard was class as well. You know what I mean? So I think this guy is definitely on the right track to being that sort of player. And hopefully, he will be like that in your team. Very good pace, very good dribbling. 5-star weak foot and 79 shooting. Decent physical and decent passing. You'd be stupid to pass this card up, especially early game. This man has everything you're nearly required to have in FIFA 22. Because what do I always say about FIFA 22? Over-the-top balls are going to be king. Remember this. And talking about that, let's move on to the next player, because you're going to want to know. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the man who scored 16 goals in Ligue 1 in, the last season of Ligue 1? Yeah, well, Yilmaz, Burak Yilmaz. Now, I think this card is going to look something like this. He was only 78 rated. 78 rated is what his card was in FIFA 21. But he scored 16 goals and was Lille's the top goal scorer for not only Lille, but in the whole... No, he wasn't the whole league. But for Lille, he was. But yeah, he looks class. You know what I mean? I think this card would definitely be warranted, considering he had 81 pace and 80 shooting in FIFA 21. If he's going to get upgraded for scoring a crap load of goals, this will be the right way to go about it, if you ask me. And I did also boost his dribbling quite a bit and his physicality. He's a good player. He scored a lot of goals. You know what I mean? There's no arguing with that. So I'm hoping that he will look like that, I guess. Now, obviously, I don't know the ratings. Other than Rafinha and Dialo in this team, I haven't a clue. So I'm just going off of my own football brain and my own FIFA brain. And it's not a terrible brain. So that is the strikers right there. You can see them in the flesh. And I think they look pretty good. A good partnership. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The Ligue 1 starter squad. Now, it's not the most expensive squad in the world. And as I said, an 81 rating will be the highest that you see on this team. It's really cheap. Ligue 1 will probably be very expensive considering the upgrades some of the cards have gotten. But I think every single rating that you're seeing on the screen is extremely warranted. You know, and I think it's fair to say that these players are going to be in and around the 78 to 81 rating. So I hope that's the case. I hope EA think the same way, but they tend to be stupid sometimes. That's been the FIFA 22 Ligue 1 starter squad, starter team, squad builder team. I don't know. But yeah, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate the support. Thank you again. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to like. If you want to leave a comment and tell me how good looking Edwin is, do that as well. Thank you very much for listening, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll catch you in the next one. It's been Example. Good luck. Today's league is... What the fuck is today's league?